This movie is about butter. This is really, really cold. I'm gonna put this away. The story of Butter follows Laura and Bob Pickler, the crowning kings and queens of butter sculpting, which takes place in some, I don't know, small county somewhere. I don't know. I mean, how many places do you know that sculpt butter for fun?
Butter?
So the story goes as such. Bob is about to give up his reign as champion butter sculptor.
I'm the king of the world!
And he's basically asked to step aside and no longer compete in the butter sculpting competitions that take place in the town. Instead, they want him to become a judge and to retire from being the king of all kings. So Bob decides, you know what, it is time for me to retire. I am finished. I'm gonna put my butter away. That sounds messed up.
Yikes.
But Laura, knowing how much political power apparently butter sculpting has and how much power it holds in their town, decides, you know what, no, I'm gonna continue to butter up. I mean, to churn up. Okay.
Stop! Just stop! Stop!
So Laura decides she's going to learn how to actually sculpt because she's never learned, even though her husband is the world-renowned butter sculptor. And so Laura's learning and figuring it out, and she's ready to enter herself in the competition. But it's not as easy as that. It turns out Bob has been having an affair with a stripper in his hometown.
That's disgusting.
The stripper's name is Brooke, and that's the last time I'm going to use the word stripper, so let's continue. And so Brooke is mad at Bob because Bob actually owes her money for butter. I'm kidding, it's not for butter, it's for adult things. And so Brooke's entire vendetta is to get her money's worth out of Bob here. And basically, Laura does know about this, finds them, and she realizes that Bob is cheating on her, but she doesn't care because she's gonna use Bob to push her career in butter sculpting further ahead.
I'm a politician.
This is really, really weird story. Okay, ow. So Brooke and Laura are entering the same competition, but that's not the last. There are two other characters that you need to know about. The two other people who would enter into the competition is Caroline and Destiny. Destiny is a young child who is adopted and is finding her new home in this weird butter county. And so Destiny learns that she actually has quite the skill for buttering up things, and she really knows how to grease the wheels.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Was that too far? That might have been too many butter puns and too many butter puns. Butter puns? Say that 3 times fast. There are too many puns of butter in this buttery video.
Please stop.
Destiny, knowing she has a skill for sculpting butter, because it's apparently something that people just know they have, she asks her foster parents to then buy her like a ton of butter. So Destiny gets to work and starts to craft her own works, and she's quite good at it, and the competition is not going to be easy. So the story progresses and they meet for the first time in a competition. Laura, Destiny, Brooke, all are there trying to build their first sculpture to make it into the I don't know, butter finals, butter something. I don't know how this works. And so Laura is doing a really good job. She has an idea ready. She's doing a really great job creating her butter sculpture, but Destiny clearly has more talent and she's just crushing it, and everybody loves Destiny.
That's right! I love her! I love her!
And she just knows how to put the emotion behind her butter sculptures. And then Brooke barely shows up at all, and she kind of just, you know, does a half-assed job and calls it a day.
Oh, the lazy guy?
Lazy?
So basically, with no competition, Laura and Destiny move forward into the next round. So Destiny and Laura are competitors, right? And obviously being the adult of the group, Laura is going to take the high ground and let the work of art, the work of butter, the work of the blob of butter, oh god, it's gross. So the competition continues, and Laura and Destiny are going to be the next two competing for regionals of butter making, or the finals of butter making, or I don't know. The movie tries to make me think that, you know, butter and sculpting butter is a normal thing.
Oh, this is normal.
So Destiny and Laura are building one of their final sculptures to go to the finals, and Destiny is just doing too well for Laura. And Laura thinks that she has to sabotage Destiny to be able to move forward. Yes, because there's nothing like being a full-grown adult and losing to a kid that would crush your soul.
Losers! Losers! Losers!
So Laura gets her ex-boyfriend Boyd to go do the dirty work and ruin Destiny's sculpture.
Why does he do that?
Butter sculpture. Buttery sculpture. Her buttery sculpture. What are you doing? This is awkward. Can I have this now? Stop asking if you can have the poster. Come on, I really want it. You have so many. Put it back and go to movieposters.com and use code Forgotten15 to get 15% off your order at checkout. Fine. So everything starts to go awry, and Destiny ends up complaining to the butter gods or whatever and says, this is not fair, somebody ruined my sculpture, I want to redo. So to rectify this issue, Destiny and Laura decide to do one final 1v1.
Bring it on.
So this final challenge entails for them to be locked in a box, a freezer basically, and to sculpt until the very end of the competition, and that way we know that nobody tampers with the entire sculpture. And obviously it doesn't go that way, and Destiny's sculpture gets tampered with again, and it melts on its own because they turn the temperature up. And because the rules stated that they had to be in that box until the very end, and then after that no one was able to fix it, because it's melted, technically the rules are that she can't fix the melted sculpture.
That's not fair!
Oh, right.
So the competition is between a perfectly sculpted butter mountain, or whatever the heck you want to call it, and the melted child's sculpture. Who do you think is gonna win? If you guess neither, you're wrong, because Destiny won. And that's basically how the movie ends. Destiny wins out of a pure heart, and she's being honest and authentic to herself, and Laura's just trying to go for glory and yada yada. I don't know, there's something like that. This movie is extremely weird. I don't know how I could have described it any better to you guys. The fact that there's so much butter in this makes me really sick, and I don't want any more butter for a long time.
Oh, no more buttered scones for me, mate.
No, but all jokes aside, this movie is kind of unique in its own little area. It's like pre-Modern Family Ty Burrell, and like Jennifer Garner is always just good in most of what she does, and she just plays the same character. Olivia Wilde is, you know, showing up and doing a mediocre performance, I find, and there's a lot of other great actors and actresses in the movie that don't really get a lot of time on screen, but they're fun to have. They're, you know, you recognize them as soon as you see them on screen. It's lots of fun. But the messages of the story are quite, you know, interesting, and I do recommend you guys do watch this because it's really weird, but it has aged a lot. You know, 2011's a long time ago, and it's just sort of, you realize it's changed quite a bit. The atmosphere of sort of maybe the political messages that were happening in this movie are a little bit dated now, and especially the comedy's a little bit more pushing the edge of maybe not acceptable, and not in terms of what the jokes are, I just mean they're not good jokes, and they need to be reviewed because they're not funny anymore. It's not a terrible movie, but I do say I wouldn't really like waste my time watching it. Here's how I would describe it. If you need a movie to watch but you don't really want to be paying attention, maybe you're washing the plates, or you're cleaning the bathroom, or maybe you're just doing literally anything and you need a little bit of distraction, this is the movie to put on, because there really isn't much to pay attention to. But it's a whole lot of fun, and I got to talk about butter for way too long, and I feel very ill. So I'm gonna go throw up for a bit, and I'll see you guys in the next one.